Hi everyone, my name is Abby from Migration Centre of Australia. Today I want to talk about how do you go from being a student to permanent resident. Now, most of the work we do, because we're an Australian-based immigration advisory company, is based on students or other people that are already in Australia, maybe working holiday visas, or you studied and graduated, now you're on a graduate visa, or maybe family visas as well, such as visitor visas, and you're trying to go into a skilled pathway or a family option. So how do you make that happen? Firstly, you need strategic advice, and all the advice we provide, and a lot of other professionals provide as well, is to make sure that you have a detailed plan for at least 5 years with different backup options. And we will cover this in an example moving forward in the next set of questions that we have, is how do you go from, for example, student visa to permanent residency, right? And this will work the same way for depending on which visa you're on, whether it's a visitor visa or a working holiday visa. There can be some restrictions based on the visa you're on, whether you can apply for that other type of visa that's next. Now, we like to divide this up into a skilled migration pathway. So that's what we'll focus on in this video, because if you are a student, then depending on what you're studying, you can potentially get a graduate visa. That's the first option. Now, if you're not eligible for a graduate visa, we highly recommend that you explore all your options from the very start to finding a company who can sponsor you on a training visa or potentially a subclass 482 visa, which is the skilled visa. That's if you have at least 1 year of experience post-qualification. If you've come into Australia doing a bachelor degree, you may not be able to get that post-qualification experience for 1 year, right? But if you do complete your bachelor degree in Australia and it's for at least 2 years, as per the requirements and meets the eligibility criteria to apply for a graduate visa, you can then gain that 1 year experience while on your graduate visa. Now, if you've come here to study a smaller or shorter course which does not meet the requirement of a graduate visa, you could pursue the training visa as an option to gain experience and training or for enhancing your skills in a particular occupation, right? And then the idea of this visa is to promote international transactions between countries, that's such as upskilling, transfer of skills, collaboration between countries, and allowing different people to come to Australia and experience Australia for what it is and take those skills back to their home country. Right? The intention of this visa is not to extend your stay in Australia, but to help you develop, and then you can go back. So, although it is technically utilized towards skilled migration as well, there's different streams with this. You got the registration stream. If your occupation requires mandatory registration, membership or licensing, followed by the enhancing skills stream and the capacity building overseas stream. So then you can go on to the 482 visa, for example, and then you can go on to being invited by the government as well. And through the invitation pathway, you can actually apply from outside Australia too. Right, we've talked about what the invitation pathway is in different videos. It's where the government will invite you directly without needing a company to sponsor you. So that you want to have both options open to try and increase your chances of an invitation, depending on the type of occupation and your eligibility for it. Some people also move to regional areas to increase their chances, or some people study and live in regional areas to increase their chances as well. Now, there's a whole lot of flexibility that's provided now with employer sponsorships, so make sure you look into that as well. But it's important to cover all your avenues when it comes to transitioning from student if your goal is to become a permanent resident. But those are the two main pathways when it comes to this: employer sponsored or state invitation. If you have any questions regarding this process or the different types of visas covered in this, such as the 482, the 407, the 186, the 494, the 491, the 190, the 189, comment below and we'll be happy to help.